Hello and welcome to this video in which I show you a step-by-step guide on how to set up a VMware virtual machine for ESP32 development. In this video I will show you how to configure the host for ESP32 development, how to configure the guest virtual machine for ESP32 development, and how to connect the USB to UART bridge from the host to the guest system. Right then, let's get started. Let's start by configuring the virtual machine host. The essential thing is that we need to establish the USB to UART bridge driver for the ESP32 module we are developing for. This will provide the bridge between the host and the guest virtual machine. We start by installing the USB to UART bridge driver on the host machine. In my case, for the ESP32 module I'm developing for, I need to install the Silicon Labs CP210X bridge driver. To start the installation on the host, open a browser. Use Google to search for the USB to UART bridge driver for your ESP32 module. From the Silicon Labs webpage, download the CP210X Universal Windows driver. Once downloaded, open the zip file. Extract the contents of the zip file. In my case, I extracted the contents to C downloads CP210X_drivers. After extracting the file, open the path in File Explorer. Right-click on the IN file SILABSER. Select Install from the pop-up menu. When prompted, click Yes to allow the installation of the driver. Now open Windows Device Manager. Expand the ports section. You will see that the USB to UART driver has been installed. This is called Silicon Labs CP210X USB to UART bridge. The driver is using port COM3. We are now ready to configure the guest virtual machine. In VMware, ensure that the guest virtual machine is powered down. In VMware, select Edit Virtual Machine Settings for the guest virtual machine. Ensure that there are no serial ports defined and that USB controller parameters are as shown. Click OK to close the virtual machine settings. Now power up the guest virtual machine. To start the installation of the USB to UART bridge driver, open a browser. Use Google to search for the USB to UART bridge driver for your ESP32 module. In my case, I require the Silicon Labs CP210X driver. From the Silicon Labs webpage, download the CP210X Universal Windows driver. Once downloaded, open the zip file. Extract the contents of the zip file. In my case, I extracted the contents to C ESP32 CP210X drivers. After extracting the file, open the path in File Explorer. Right-click on the INF file SILABSER. Select Install from the pop-up menu. When prompted, click Yes to allow the installation of the driver. Now open Windows Device Manager. Expand the ports section. You will see that the USB to UART driver has been installed. If you have powered down the guest virtual machine since the installation of the USB to UART bridge driver, then restart it. Once the guest operating system is running, you will see in the bottom right of the VMware window a small grey icon that looks like a USB device. Hover over this icon and you'll see the name of the USB to UART bridge driver that can be connected to the guest virtual machine. Click on the USB icon and a pop-up appears, which you can use to connect the guest to the host's USB port. This will force the host to disconnect from it. The USB is now passed through the host to the guest on COM port COM3. Another way to connect from the host to the guest virtual machine is by plugging an ESP32 device into the host's USB port. If the guest virtual machine is running, when the ESP32 module is plugged into the host, a pop-up window appears in the virtual machine indicating that the host USB is being disconnected. Click OK on this pop-up window. A new window appears when the new USB hardware is detected. The alternatives are connect to the host, connect to a virtual machine. Select the Connect to a Virtual Machine radio button, then select the name of the virtual machine to which to connect the USB port. Then press OK. At this point, the USB to UART drive is now configured on the guest virtual machine. You can now use the USB port to flash your ESP32 module directly from the virtual machine. Thank you for watching. I hope that you found this video useful and that you'll consider pressing the like button. It helps the algorithm find the channel. I will be posting more videos on ESP32 development regularly. If you don't want to miss new content, please consider subscribing so that you'll be notified of new videos as and when they become available. Thank you and bye for now.